Christmas. It's the best time of year. Just kidding. Halloween is better. Anyways, since it's the Christmas season, I thought I should do a video for Christmas. So, in light of the time, I decided to make this video. A video of my favorite Christmas movies ever. Now, before I zip in, I need to clear this up. These are my favorite Christmas movies. I'm not trying to convince you that these are the best. These are just my personal favorites. Okay, so without further ado, let's dig into my favorite Christmas movies. Let's begin with number 5, which will go to Santa Claus the Movie. Unfortunately, critics despise this film. It has a shocking 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. I honestly think this score is way too low. But let's just say critics are, well, critical. I will have to strongly disagree with this score. This is a must-watch for me in the Christmas season. This movie delivers Santa's full origin completely well. It is original while staying traditional. This movie is also great for kids. If you're a parent, you've likely been in this situation.
Mother?
Yes, son?
How does Santa deliver gifts to every kid in the world in one night?
Well,
And how does he fit all those gifts in one bag?
son!
Oh, and how do reindeer fly?
Oh, boy.
Santa's so fat.
Instead of coming up with crap on the get-go, you can just say,
And how did Santa build a workshop in the North?
Shut up! Just watch this. It will tell you everything you need to know. Now do Mommy a favor and shut up. Thank you.
showing this film to children can cease your child's denial of Santa, as it explained to she in a believable way. It can help strengthen their Christmas spirit and make their Christmas even better. Of course, there are many Christmas movies with Santa's backstory, but I think this movie does it best. Also, this movie is still enjoyable when you aren't a young, gullible kid. David Huddleston's performance of Santa is brilliant. The film has strong conflict, nice visuals, and great set pieces. A great movie for pretty much all ages. Next up, at number 4, is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This movie is a timeless Christmas classic, and for good reason. I mean, you got Burl Ives narrating the film, and he does it brilliantly. His narration is simple, yet effective. This movie also has a pretty good soundtrack as well. I mean, I wouldn't consider it amazing, but it's lots of fun, and goes well with the film. The music portions of the film aren't awkwardly placed. And you have characters like Rudolph himself. Rudolph is an adorable character with great voice acting by Billy May Richards. And you got Hermie, which is an amusing character of Rudolph. And that abominable snowman, who is imitating at first, but then becomes a huge goof, which I find pretty funny. The stop motion is also awesome and still holds up to this very day. The character design, set design, and lively atmosphere of the film make for an instant Christmas classic, and is probably one of the most rewatchable films ever. At least for me. Next up at number 3 is The Polar Express. I have always loved this film. If I weren't in it already, this movie will slip me right into the Christmas spirit. For starters, it's great to see the hero boy and hero girl help get Billy understand and appreciate Christmas in a way that isn't forced or cheesy. It's done well. This movie's soundtrack is also pretty solid. When I was young, I listened to the soundtrack over and over and over. The soundtrack is memorable, from songs like Hot Chocolate and The Polar Express. Once again, not amazing, but fun. I'm pretty sure its purpose wasn't to be amazing. It also has great voice acting, especially Tom Hanks' performance as a conductor. The kids feel real, so kids can relate to them pretty well. Also, the animation is awesome, and I love the design of the North Pole. Oh, and might I strangely mention how majestic Santa looks? I mean, just look at him. Jeez. Anyways, it also has brilliant scenes like I Believe and the ending. And a hilarious scene I still quote to this day. I didn't do it. Next up at number 2 will definitely be It's a Wonderful Life. This movie is a masterpiece. The movie is about a man named George Bailey, undergoing events that make him lose all hope in life. He wishes he was never born, so an angel shows him exactly how the world would be and change without him. This concept is brilliant, and you can really connect with George as he slowly becomes more angry, sad, and suicidal. The movie inspires you to be a better person and makes you appreciate life more. It perfectly depicts just how important a single individual is to the world. This film also has phenomenal acting. Lionel Barrymore's performance of Mr. Potter is brilliant. He really makes you detest Potter, which is a good thing. A strong, hateful villain can strengthen the conflict. James Stewart's performance of George Bailey is brilliant as well. The movie is awesome from start to finish. This is without a doubt one of the best Christmas movies ever. Now, for some honorable mentions. Prancer. This movie is a tradition for me to watch on Christmas Eve. This film is amazing and definitely deserves a mention. A Christmas Story. A Christmas classic. Couldn't bear making this list without at least mentioning it. Home Alone. This movie has me laughing all throughout. A very memorable, hilarious film. Now it's time for my top pick. My all-time favorite Christmas film. Number 1 is going to A Christmas Carol, 1984. My favorite adaptation of my favorite Christmas story ever. George C. Scott makes this film. His performance of Scrooge is how I pictured Scrooge when I was reading Dickens' Christmas Carol. An angry, grumpy, hateful old man. George C. Scott does this perfectly. It makes it all the more satisfying when he becomes nice toward the end. The casting of this movie is solid. Frank Finlay does the best Marley. Edward Woodward is identical to how I pictured Christmas Present to act like, and I love Christmas future and past in this film. The acting is very strong in this film. They did an overall amazing job, staying faithful to the book while remaining original. The sets, costumes, and scenery recreate the Victorian era perfectly, and it is very atmospheric without being overdone. This is my all-time favorite Christmas movie, and this is by far the best adaptation of the book. And that's it. Merry Christmas, and I will see you again February of 2018. Goodbye.